Oh my gosh, we are live, ladies and gents and humans everywhere, all over the place. Hi, hi, hi. Welcome to Nom Talk Live, where we talk about all the nom thingies while nomming. That's actually really good.
That was cute.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Yes. I am your host, Stephanie. Hello. You may know me as Sandy, Sandmeyer, Christina, Kim. I don't know. We were just having a conversation about all this stuff. But hey, Q, what's going on, buddy? But yes, tonight we are talking about coffee in your food, in your cup, in your baked goods, in your brain, in your blood, all that jazz. I'm just kidding. Fuck it. We're just talking about coffee today. But I am joined with my friends. To my right is Miss Fae Lalune.
Hello.
And below her is Linzy.
Hi.
And below,
how are you?
Yeah. How is everybody doing today? Hi, Raven. Raven below me. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Oh my gosh. But no, I've just been so nervous. So nervous. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you know that I kind of had a little struggle today when it came to cooking my dish, but it's okay.
The struggle bus is real.
I'm like, look, 2020 is not over yet for me, so
Oh, God.
just let it happen. Just keep doing the thing.
Like,
But-
cooking is about experimentation, right? It's fine.
Exactly.
As long as it tastes good.
Exactly. Exactly. So a quick review, refresher for anybody who's new and tuning in. Below me, Miss the Raven, Damn Rebento is a fashion designer, an artist, a painter, a cooking influencer, a podcaster, a regular guest here at Nom Talk Network, and my queen of culinary. I like that.
Hello, dears. Let's see. Today I did French press coffee, and I love doing a little bit of sweet with my bitter. So I did. I actually did a cojito cheese crepe with a bit of mango and honey.
Ooh, yummy.
So a little bit of salty, a little bit of sweet, a little bit of bitter. Just one of those things for a nice, relaxing day.
Heck
Yeah.
Oh,
I love it.
titties. I'm so excited. And then let's go back around the circle. Linzy. Linzy is an artist, to correct my grammar, a cosplayer, a writer, and YouTuber. You may recognize her from Short But Sweet when she made her charcuterie board. You can see it on YouTube if you haven't seen it.
I
So
did that.
check it out. And if you subscribe to her on YouTube, she did do like a baby Grogu macaron cookie thing. Oh my god, super cute.
Yeah, I did.
That's so adorable.
So cute. Tell us what you made, girl.
So tonight I wanted to lean into the coffee, so I made myself a savory brinner. So it's an egg scramble with turkey sausage, onions, sweet peppers, tomatoes, topped with sliced avocado. And for my delicious drink / dessert, I made myself a coffee affogato
Yes.
sprinkled with cocoa powder and cinnamon.
Oh, that sounds so good.
So
And
glorious.
for anyone watching that doesn't know what an affogato is, it's traditionally espresso, but I made coffee with a big plop of ice cream right in the middle. So good.
Oh my god. It just sounds delicious. Like, I'm sorry, you said ice cream or some cream, and I was like, oh, yeah. Yes, please.
I took a sip of it like a few seconds ago, and I was like, so good. The ice cream is just like melting beautifully inside of it.
Mm-hmm. Better than a root beer float.
Oh my
So
gosh.
much better. So much better.
Black Dog
Root beer
Comics.
float.
What up, Black Dog Comics? Hey guys, how's it going? Oh, and then to finish up the rotation, we have Fae Lalune, another fashion
Hello,
designer,
everyone.
also a cosplayer and a model and a voice actress and or voice actor. Is that the term that we use?
Either?
A voice
I don't
human,
really
a
care.
voice talent. Also, a spiritual energy healer. So, if you're feeling that bad juju, give her a call. Yes.
Sound like a Ghostbuster, which I can
Who
do
you gonna
that too.
call?
So to be fair, all in one.
Ta-da.
Tonight I have a mocha with the espresso lovingly made by my boyfriend. And to complement that, I made some Japanese souffle pancakes. I didn't get to make any of the whipped cream, which I'm really sad, but it looks really good and my roommates have already eaten it. So I'm like,
Was that
I'm so
hard to
excited.
do?
It's my first time.
That's amazing.
I was like,
Were they difficult to make? Because I've heard they're really hard.
So, I can see why they would be. It definitely like I had to make sure because I just moved apartments and so now I have a glass top stove instead of like gas.
Yeah.
So trying to figure out like what number I need to put it on so that it's going to be the correct heat was the hardest part for me. But like if people aren't used to like making a meringue, I feel like that would be the most difficult part for them is like making the meringue and folding it in without losing the aeration.
Right.
Meringue can be the death of an entire dish.
Oh, I know, and that's what this entire dish is.
oh my gosh. You know what? Props to you for doing it. I'm still too scared to do it.
Yeah.
After I made those little pancake cereal things, I'm like, I don't want to do any TikTok nonsense ever again. No, I'm done. No. But I will watch it and live vicariously. But
Right?
today, I am drinking coffee. I trust. We're talking about coffee. Of course, I'm going to drink coffee. But I made this. I found this recipe, and it's a coffee-infused shredded chicken taco with like Brussels sprout mango coleslaw and like
That sounds so good.
red
God.
onions that were in the vinegar for like 2 hours. And just-
Dude.
So like a quickle.
a what?
A quickle? A quick pickle?
Oh my god, yes! But it's an onion, so is it a quinion? Is it quinion? Is that
I like
it's an onion.
that is brilliant.
But yes, today we are talking about coffee. It's gonna be a fun day. If you have questions or you want to join in the conversation, please join us in the comments. We are happy to read them and respond as if you're here with us, because you are.
I got Twitch open on my computer. I'll
Yum.
totally respond to people.
Whoop whoop. Yeah.
I'm here. Got that chat off to the side.
Yep.
See, we're ready for you. We're ready for you, my friends. So,
Mm-hmm.
first topic or first conversation or first question.
Talking point.
First talky thingy thing. Which form of preparation do you enjoy the most when it comes to coffee? So, let's see.
Oh. Wait, watching or making it myself?
Oh my
Ooh.
gosh, let's talk about both, because like look, I love my French press, but I also love my percolator. But oh my gosh,
She can do it.
oh my gosh, I can do this, I swear to God. Okay. I can't even
get their act together.
Yeah. God damn it! What's going on with the internet here? Okay. No, I enjoy percolators. I enjoy French presses. What is it? My personal favorite is the percolator because I could just leave it and be like, bye, bye. But Lindsay, you mentioned an affogato, and just imagining that, envisioning somebody making one just blows my mind, and I'm just like, this is witchcraft. It's witchcraft. Give it to me.
They're so easy.
Hey,
What?
it's just now I want to go get like my leftover sea salt ice cream I made for Fans Cooking Fiction and throw it in my coffee. Now I just
Yes. Oh my
Maybe-
god.
damn.
It would be so good with sea salt ice cream too.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Beautiful.
But yeah, Lindsay, what coffees do you enjoy?
I think my favorite method is probably French press. It's a classic, and I love that. Like, it seems super fancy and complicated, but like when you actually sit down and do it, it's not that hard, and you get just such a beautifully pulled cup of coffee. Like, it's so good. I do also like pour over, but I think it just, for me personally, just takes too long. Like, it's a bit of a process, but it's good. But yeah, I think if I'm making my own cup of coffee at home, French press is great. I do not currently own a French press, so I use my off-brand Keurig. But ideally,
a French press for like $50 at IKEA.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love
There's
going to
no
IKEA. They have
here.
so many, like they have a little like aisle, I guess, in their kitchen area that has so many different ways that you can prep coffee. And that's where I got my Cuban percolator from. So
Dude, they've been adding so much stuff to their kitchen section.
yeah.
It's
Oh my
wild.
God. Yes.
Lindsay, you need to move somewhere that has an IKEA, babe.
There's no IKEA here.
I will personally send you a French press.
Right? Love a good French press.
Oh, yeah.
Or a good Cuban percolator.
Yes.
I see them at like Marshalls and TJ Maxx, and I'm like, oh, I should get one. But I'm like, is this the brand I want? Is this the type I want? I'm like, I need to wait.
Is there
I'm being
a
weird about
difference?
it.
Oh no.
Oh my
Well,
gosh. Yeah.
Those places, they cheap out. So like when you're getting it from like some of those places, like if it's a low price, it tends to also be low quality, but like
Right.
a lot of times they'll overprice it as well. Like this is why I love IKEA, because most of their
You
stuff
never
is
know.
pretty decently built with good prices. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't be mad at this.
Yeah, because they'll get Vodem a lot at those stores, but it's always like the big French presses, and I'm like, I'm making coffee for myself in the morning because my husband's already gone.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm only making coffee for me. I don't need a big, like, giant 32-ounce French press. Like, I need a small one.
It's like if you're preparing for like a banquet or something, right?
Yeah, it's like if you're making for a lot of people.
Or if you've just had a long night. Or
Now,
you
don't
just want to have a long day.
Yep. Sorry, I'm
Or
just distracted.
self-treating ADD.
Yeah. Yeah. This, I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like, I'm actually surprised. This actually tastes kind of good.
That looks good.
Like, I was
That
nervous
looks so good.
because the coleslaw, it was like you need yogurt and you need to vinegarize your onion, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that onion though. Like, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, vinegar and yogurt, but like the tardiness actually does well. I'm surprised. I mean, I burnt the shit out of one of my my tortillas.
Hey, you know what?
I
The
thought
char
that's how
gives
they're
it
supposed to be.
flavor.
That's
Right?
your substitute for liquid smoke.
There you go. Burnt shit. Let's check out the comments. Black Dog Comment says, coffee and tacos, you've piqued my interest. Yes. You dry rub it onto the chicken. And then you can even pour like we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this. I got you. I got you, bud. We'll talk about this. But they also said, I know a roaster in Signal Hill that has fantastic coffee. I'll shoot it to you later if you want, Raven. I'm like,
Yes, please.
shoot it to us all.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Yes.
I love finding little like roasteries and like places that do their own like little micro roasters. Oh my God. I am a
Yes.
whore for like specialized coffee like that, because I like that, you know, somebody's put their time and their effort into it and they pick the beans and they have their different processes. And often you can get amazing coffee from these micro roasters that you can't get anywhere else. So I absolutely adore a good roaster, a good place to get coffee. Makes me happy. Makes me very happy.
Years. Fae Lalune, my love.
I'm a basic bitch. I don't drink coffee very much, honestly. So I tend to just go for espresso because that's how I learned to enjoy it when I was a barista. Either that or I do like cold brew, but like I have to have so much sugar mixed in with that of like either like a creamer or something. I like my sugary coffee drinks.
Not gonna lie, I feel it sometimes you just gotta have a good sweet drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
so much more of a tea person, so
Don't worry, we'll talk about that later. I can't wink. My brain is just so exhausted. It's like, try to wink. I'm like,
you mean twitch furiously?
yes. It's like, are you coming on to
That's a
me,
mood.
Steph? No, I just don't know how to do things today. And Raven, you did mention the Cuban percolator that you have. Is that your go-to, or what do you enjoy watching as well?
So my go-to for making my own coffee, because I like it kind of strong, is the Cuban percolator. And you can get a really nice, good big cup of coffee out of that, nice and strong, gets you through the day. But if it comes to watching, I love watching a siphon coffee. And it's basically you've got that big, beautiful container of clear glass that they put your coffee, your water and your grounds into, and then it heats it up. And then like they've got like this little weird spout that goes over it, and like it gets to a certain temperature, it goes up, and then it comes back down, and it's like perfectly pulled. Like I can't even describe it correctly, but it is a sight and a half to watch. Just siphon coffee. Just look that up. You can find videos of it, and it looks like freaking alchemy, and that's why I love watching it.
That's some like mad scientist shit there.
Oh yeah, I love that stuff. I'm like, mad scientist, go for it. Alchemy, it's coffee.
Yes. What was it? I think it's Republic of Pie in Valley Village or North Hollywood or somewhere out there. Like I remember going in when I went to school across the street, and they just had like this whole like gadgety thing of just coffee, and they were like, yeah, it makes the coffee. I'm like, what do you mean all of this makes the coffee? Like imagine like some like Wild West steampunk kind of like doohickey all up in the front, and I'm just like
dude, Republic of Pie is so cool.
it's so cool.
It's the best.
I saw Dante Bosco there once. So fun. Anyways.
Demi-Toss in Little Tokyo. They do a Kyoto style drip. They do the siphon coffees. They know what they're doing when it comes to like doing coffee fresh right there in front of you.
Nice.
Love it. Love it.
Oh God, so good. All right. Next question is, what foods or meals would you pair your coffee with?
Depends on the time of day sometimes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, please.
I'm pretty basic in this regard. It's either breakfast or dessert. That's pretty much how I go. Although, like, I will drink coffee if I really want to, just anytime with any meal. But yeah, I mean, in the morning with breakfast food, or at night with like dessert. Especially if it's something like particularly rich. Coffee with it is just such a great balance. It kind of cuts through that like uber sweetness.
Yeah. Fae Lalune, what about you?
I think usually it's a breakfast or like mid-afternoon thing for me. So I typically have like the sweets with it, or like a breakfast sandwich. Like I know that like the Italians have like you drink certain ways of the coffee during certain parts of the day, and it would be cool to learn that. But like, my boyfriend drinks coffee every morning, so he's having it like and has a little bit extra he wants to share. That's usually when I'll do it. Otherwise, I don't seek it out very much.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because you mentioned that you're not exactly the coffee person. Or a coffee person.
It's mostly because I expect it to be mixed with milk, and milk has not been settling well. So I just get a more refreshing drink.
Oat milk is a really good substitute in for regular milk, and it goes well with coffee. So
that's what I use actually. I use oat milk.
I've been doing that a little bit more lately, but it's still like it's not the same, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Steamed milk is just too good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, normal milk would have a lot more fat in it than like oat milk, so you'd have to find something that is a little more fatty. I wonder if cashew milk would work. No, okay.
No. Cashew milk is like trying to put, a little bantamweight guy up against Mike Tyson. It just coffee punches it in the face. Just.
And specifically, like if you're using the foamer with the milk, like it's reacting to the sugars and the fats at the same time, and that's how you get that frothiness. It doesn't really work with any other kind to the same effect.
Yeah, I know there are certain brands that like they make oat milk that's specifically for like baristas to use so that it froths up better. Like I think Oatly, that's what I have in my fridge right now. Their one.
That makes me
yeah,
wonder
those
if
are
they
great.
put something like xanthan gum in it or something to give it like a little bit more density.
I think they do.
Yeah,
I think it's
that makes
just
sense.
got a little bit more.
Give it more structure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they make it specifically so that it can be used for
Mhm.
baristas to like steam and all that. So
Yeah.
because that's what
cool.
because I used almond milk in my coffee for a long time because I switched off of like a lot of dairy years ago.
Mhm.
But last year I switched to oat milk because I found out it was more sustainable, more subtle flavor, and it just mixes better into coffee. Whereas like almond milk will like separate after a while.
Mhm.
Like it's that weird like yeah, and even like in the carton in the fridge, like it starts to separate on its own. Whereas I was like throwing away like the last little fifth of it because it was just going bad. But like oat milk doesn't have that problem. It like stays together a lot better.
Mm.
And in the coffee, it just mixes in so much nicer. So I prefer it for sure.
Yeah.
Let's
I
see.
know like A2 milk is a lot easier for digestion as well. That's what I tend to get if I need to use it for cooking. But I want to experiment more with rice milk because I've been finding that settles really well in my stomach.
Yeah, what is it? Duchess X says, "Hi, if you are somewhere you can get it. Oh, if you are somewhere you can get it, try fresh milk. It's easier on the stomach on my experience."
That's probably true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can understand all the processing that
Yeah.
we love to do with our product.
I was like, this doesn't really allow fresh milk very much, I don't think. It's really lame.
Yeah, because I know it can go bad really quick because it doesn't have all the stuff in it.
It hasn't been ultra pasteurized.
Yeah,
so,
the ultra pasteurized thing is like terrible.
Yeah,
I wish
Yeah.
they stopped doing it here.
right. It's like, look, I know the danger. Let me have my frickin' milk the way I like it, fresh from the cow.
Yeah. Well, it's like the same thing of like eggs in Japan. Like you can eat raw egg over there. I do it here, but like I have to be really careful about like what brands you do it with. It's just so different.
Yeah. Right.
No, I believe it. Sorry. That's what yogurt does to me. Raven.
What?
What? Okay, so in an instance, for example, like a lunch or dinner, what would you eat with a coffee? Like, how would you personally pair the thing with the nom?
So for me, I eat stuff like this. So something with a bit of salt, a little bit of savory, a little bit of sweet in it, and I usually pair it with a semi-sweet coffee. So coffee with a little bit of honey or a little bit of condensed milk in it, and that's like a nice little nightcap. But for me, coffee is breakfast in the morning. So I like it about as dark as my soul, which means I put about a half a cup of milk and a good 2 tablespoons worth of honey in it. And that'll tide me over for the first couple hours because my stomach does not like a lot of food first thing in the morning. So
I have that same problem.
yeah, like coffee
Yeah.
is about what I can stomach. That's why I put the honey and the milk in it, is to give me a little bit of protein, a little bit of sugar to get it started so I can eat more regularly a couple hours later.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Duchess X says 5 to 10 days for fresh milk, and they are a homesteader. Did I say that correctly?
That's
Nice.
cool.
Very cool. Very
I'm
cool.
happy to see a rise in people getting milk deliveries again.
Yeah.
I wish.
And like, look, if you're gonna get like the straight from the tit milk, and it lasts 5 to 10 days, I mean, look, it's straight from the tit.
I feel like you don't need it longer than that. Like that's
Right.
like people buying like these huge gallons, unless you're like feeding a family of 6, like so much of it goes to waste. We really only need like a pint size amount for that period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
figure
Unfortunately,
it
in America, we have like a 40% food waste,
Oh yeah.
and that's before it even gets to the store.
Mhm.
So, I mean, yeah, it would be great if we could do like local stuff, if we had the ability to do local stuff, and then be able to get more people who are in food deserts, get grocery stores or things set up there so they can also get it fresher instead of having to like buy cheap fast and whatnot. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
we
believe
need
that
to
kind of stuff
restructure.
is on the rise as well, especially within like meats.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah.
yes.
Like
I would much prefer local meat than
right.
buying big brand.
Oh my gosh.
Let me know.
yeah.
Let me know that you're cutting it up in the back. Like
Mhm.
we'll pay extra for that.
Look, as long as I don't hear it.
No, of course not.
Dude, I'll sit there and watch them cut up fish for me. I'm like, oh, good, it's alive. Go ahead, beat it over the head. Here's what I'm gonna need. Give me all the pieces. Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that's one thing I miss about living up in Northern California, because we were surrounded. It was vineyard central. So like all the grapes, all the strawberries, and like the dairy, like you could just go to the farm and just grab whatever you want, and you know, obviously pay for it. But it's like
it's so much cheaper too. They just like going to the fruit stands, like.
Oh
and they
my
last.
God.
It almost lasts longer when you get it straight from the farm.
And it
Because
tastes
it's so
much
fresher.
better.
It hasn't had to travel for days at a time to get to your grocery store. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm the same. My hometown was like literally in the countryside. So we were surrounded by agriculture and like all of that. So I mean, even shopping at the grocery store, like a lot of our stuff literally came from like the local area. Like it was just being shipped directly to the stores because it was so close. But.
Well, I mean, a lot of the food stuff that we get in our major markets, they were not made super fresh or that tastes like it really should. We're just getting
sorry.
something
This is my fault, but the internet went out right when you were about to start talking about the stuff, Raven.
Oh no.
Everybody watching, this is a normal, it shouldn't be normal, but this is a frequent thing when you live in the city and everybody uses the same internet. So I'm so sorry, but thank you for sticking around and being patient with us while we do the thing. So Raven, please continue. I'm so sorry, love.
No, you're fine. A lot of major food that we get in our big markets and whatnot, it was made for travel, not for taste. So you're not getting stuff that tastes like it really should. You're getting stuff that can be refrigerated for months on end, that can be transported across the country or countries, and arrive weeks later and sit on those shelves looking perfect or pristine, for weeks at a time. So yeah, I would love more local stuff because the taste is so much fresher, and even if it doesn't look perfect, because who cares about perfect? I'm gonna eat this. Come on.
Well, and even getting back into cooking for the season,
tastes so much better.
Yeah, I would say like cooking for the season. So like we're growing. Okay, let's get back to the norm of like we can have a little bit where it's out of season maybe because greenhouses and all that stuff, but we really should just focus on when things are going to taste the best and like learn how to cook according to that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I got pepper.
Very true.
You okay there?
It was tart, and then all of a sudden I got slapped in the face with a chili pepper. I'm like,
we can see it.
Oh my god, Jesus! These are my experiences.
It's fantastic. Thank you for sharing with us.
You see it live. Black Dog Comics says, not a big fan of fresh milk when I was a child, but I might be more open to it now. You let us know how that goes when you do it. But moving on to the next question. What are fun ways to incorporate coffee with food, whether it's cooking or baking? Because I know the homework was to try to like incorporate coffee into whatever you're eating somehow. And yeah,
I did my best.
Instant coffee is actually your best friend.
Yeah. I have not myself experimented with adding coffee to my food yet because I just really love drinking it. But I do watch a lot of Binging with Babish, and anytime he's making like desserts, especially chocolate-based desserts, he always suggests throw some instant espresso in there to make that flavor pop. And I'm like, that's so interesting. And I was like, the next time I make brownies, I'm trying that. Like, I gotta add some. So I think that's probably a good one because he says it every
100%.
Instant espresso in your chocolate.
Oh my god, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
and with a lot of baking and cooking, you're adding usually a bit of salt, so that tames out some of the acidity that you would normally get with an instant coffee. So yeah, like instant coffee is a beautiful thing. It doesn't add any extra liquid or moisture to your baking. So you're pretty much good to go with like a packet or two. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Or doing what were they called? Dolan whips, which is instant coffee, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and like a tablespoon or 2 of hot water, and just hand mixer
Oh yeah.
and whip it up. It whips up beautifully. I love it.
See, when you said that,
yeah.
my troll mind was like, Dolan.
The
I'm sorry, but yes,
You're not wrong.
I've always found that very interesting. Like, you know, when Linzy mentioned with binging with Babish, and I'm so sorry, Fae Lalune. I promise you, I will let you do the thing.
No, you're fine. Please go off. I don't care. You're good.
But previously mentioned in mentioned in previous stream shows that we've done before, Raven, you have mentioned that you can incorporate coffee into baked goods to enhance the flavor of whatever the sweetness and deliciousness that you have. And all I know is coffee is amazing when you need to restart your nose palate.
That's so true.
Yeah.
I used to work at a fragrance counter, and we had little jars of beans everywhere. And anytime, like every few like samples I would give people, I'd be like, smell these beans. Like, smell the beans. You gotta refresh your nose. Very true.
Exactly. Duchess X, do y'all do this regularly? We do this every other week, every other Thursday. And then Nerd Out said, ooh, espresso chocolate beans. Those are my favorite. Period. My birthday, Christmas, New Year's, Hanukkah, whatever you want. You give me like chocolate covered espresso beans, and I'm all over it. I'm just like, oh, thank you. You were my favorite.
I mean,
person.
you'll find half a bean behind your molar 3 days later, but that's a surprise.
But it tasted good going down.
But is this live? Yes, we are live. We are live. But I usually try to highlight and throw it back up so that you can watch, rewatch these on Twitch anytime you want. So, ba-boom, ba-ba-boom. All right. Fae Lalune, please.
I coffee is also really good for like textural things in food. I know people do that, or even just for like the look of something. Like, oh, you want to give it a certain look, they'll use coffee as like additive.
Yeah, to like kind of sprinkle it on top, right?
Yeah, yeah. For me, I love coffee jelly. Like I'm not like, if anyone knows me, you know I'm like a weirdo, and like I love Japanese culture, and just like I am obsessed. And so it's just like Japanese sweets. I will tell you everything about them, and coffee jellies are one of the ones that I'm like, yes, treat me. I almost made it tonight, and I did not want to deal with gelatin. That sounded like too much of a hassle.
I don't blame you. Like, yes.
Well,
yes,
that and I drove to Anaheim and back yesterday, so I didn't have time to let things refrigerate overnight. So that was another reason why. But yeah, so like coffee jelly is like one of those things. Or like chocolate mousse with a little bit of coffee in it as well.
Ooh, yeah.
Those are really good.
Yes. Look into that, Duchess. Yes, do it.
Also, I think the one time I had espresso chocolate beans was when we were like doing a trunk show at a bridal salon, and like this designer from Colombia was there, and she brought like little like bags of like Colombian espresso beans covered in chocolate for us. So good.
Oh my god.
If you can get Colombian ones, like that is the best.
Well,
look, they know how to.
Colombian is good.
They make good roast.
So is Jamaican.
Oh yeah. Well, they have the heat and the moisture down there. It's automatically gonna be so good.
Yeah, it's really hard to grow coffee outside of a very certain range. So like Africa, I want to say Africa, Haiti, Jamaica, Latin America, like there's like literally a particular zone that you can
That's why
grow
they all
it in.
come from those regions. It's they got the perfect mix.
Yep, they've got the elevation, the right moisture, the right everything. Because if even one thing is slightly off, it does not grow correctly.
Yeah. And it is possible to do it in your home as well. It's just very tricky. But that's
Yes.
something I've wanted to look into as well, as like growing some coffee at home.
Yeah. This may sound semi-controversial, but you know how when people grow like cannabis, there's a very strict way of doing it where I think you need humidity or something, or you need warmth.
No, it's about the light cycle. So like when you like let it grow to a certain point, and then after that point where you want it to flower. Sorry, I've been looking this stuff up lately.
I was like, look, we can have a whole episode about this
Like
too.
I don't
like,
do
I'm
it, but
happy
like
for that.
literally, I was like, I wonder.
I'm literally about to making like edibles and stuff for my boyfriend for pain relief. So I've been looking into it. But yeah, like after you like get it to the point where you're like, this is grown high enough and you want it to start flowering, you literally have to do a strict schedule of like blackout darkness and then have it exposed to light for 12 hours a day and then blackout darkness for the other 12. And like, so that's why they're always like, you have to have its own room or closet where like you are in total control of the environment.
Wow. I wonder if like, if you have to, I'm not saying like, obviously you don't do the same thing, but like when you grow the coffee beans, if you have to follow something similar, but instead of whatever cannabis does,
Instead of light, it's more.
It's
yeah,
probably
heat
more
and
like
moisture.
a water schedule, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's
like-
a heat and moisture that they
Yeah.
have to keep like perfectly balanced.
Well, and I'm sure like because they sell cannabis growers, so like I imagine there might be coffee growers out there.
No,
betcha.
Unfortunately, no, because everybody thinks, oh, coffee bush. No, the thing
they're
is like a
big.
small tree.
Yes.
It's literally so big that they really haven't, like, you can greenhouse it sort of, but again, you have to keep the levels correct. But yeah, there's like no, hey, here we can give you something the size of like an outdoor shed that you can grow a single coffee plant in.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a real pain that way.
I can't just whip a whole coffee. I'm so sad.
Well, also, do you know how to process it after that? Because it's actually
Oh,
a
Lord,
really
no.
in-depth
It's very
process.
intense. Yeah. It's almost as tense as chocolate as well.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, chocolate is the same thing. It's very specific. Heat, moisture, all that kind of stuff. And it's almost impossible to get it to grow outside of like certain areas.
Yeah. I think they're like kind of an overlap on what areas allow it to. I think you can go a little bit more south because like in the Inca, like the Incans, like the Chilean, they can grow it there. But I think that might just be an elevation thing for them.
Yeah. Yeah, everything has its range.
Yes. Speaking of range, let's talk about a debatable tolerance. How do you store your coffee? And I say debatable because they're different, you know, each to their own.
Right, of course.
But, like,
but do you mean coffee grounds or coffee beans? Because there's two different storage methods.
look at me, like, regardless, I'm putting it in the cabinet. Like, it just goes in the cabinet. She's so mad at me. Look at her. She's Raven's like, I'm so how are we friends at this point?
In the cabinet,
no, but like refrigerator,
in the cabinet,
freezer.
it can last okay for a couple, like I'm saying 2 weeks before it starts losing flavor. I accidentally found a can of coffee when I was moving in that had been sitting for maybe a year or two. And I made the mistake of opening it and sticking my nose in thinking it was maybe a month or two old. And I almost had a full-on asthma attack. It had gone rancid. And by rancid, it was high acid. So it felt like I had stuck my nose directly into an open jar of vinegar. It was so bad. It was so acidic.
Oh my gosh, I'm so scared now. Because I have a bag of whole beans coffee that I got at D23 4 years ago.
Oh no.
Honey, pitch him.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know any of this stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Beans can last longer. It's great to put them in the freezer until you need them, and then you can grind them. Putting in the freezer helps to preserve it longer. Or even in the refrigerator. It's all about keeping the moisture out of it, keeping it at a nice cold temperature, so your acid doesn't sit there and just burn the bean and go rancid like I found out. But I prefer to put my whole beans usually in the freezer unless I know I'm going to use it within, like, say, a month. But if it's ground, it's in an airtight container, usually in a cool cabinet, waiting to be used within the next week.
Yeah, I agree. If you know that you're not going to use your coffee very quickly, buy it in bean form and put it in the fridge or freezer. If it's already ground, just keep it in your cabinet and drink it. Use it. Because I buy mine ground because I don't have a coffee grinder right now, so I just buy it pre-ground. So I just keep it in my cabinet, but I drink it every day, so I go through it pretty quickly. So yeah, whole bean in the freezer.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
And if it's good high-end coffee, it'll last a long time.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
I can get into that later. I have a story.
Oh my gosh, yes.
A coffee-related story.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes. Let's see. Nerd Out said, I put mine in an airtight container in the fridge. So everybody knows
Like
how to
someone-
take care of the coffee, except this person.
So I'll have to tell my boyfriend because we keep it in an airtight container. It's pre-ground at the moment, but we're hoping to invest in a burr grinder for him because he likes to he likes to do it
Now-
daily.
I could be wrong, but I have heard that putting grounds in the fridge isn't a good idea. It doesn't help them last any longer, and it can wreck their flavor. It's beans. Beans you want to put in the fridge, but only grounds are fine out in the cabinet.
Yeah,
That's
we
what
have
I
them in
heard.
one of those, like,
Yeah,
the-
I
the-
keep mine in the bag they come in just because I'm lazy.
Don't worry, it's not like I bought a specialized container that is airtight plastic with an extra lid and cute little.
nice.
We do keep some of our coffee in because a friend of my husband's bought coffee that he didn't like, but he liked the bag it came in and wanted to keep it. So we bought like a glass sealed container thing so that we could put this dude's coffee in it. So it sits on our countertop. But yeah. So we have a bag of coffee in a sealed glass container, or like just a thing of coffee.
Oh, good night, Duchess. Duchess is going to sleep. Good night. Good night,
Bye.
darling. Yeah, Nerd
Thanks for
Out. So
stopping in.
people are like, Nerd Out is like, how do people even make coffee last? That seems like a tough thing to do. It goes by way too fast in this house. Well, then you're good. If it goes by quickly, then
Exactly.
I just
I feel like
I
it's those
drink mine
people that only have
daily.
it like very seldom.
yeah, like I have acid reflux, so every once in a while, like I do want the caffeine, and I'm willing to pay the price, but not on a daily.
Yeah.
I mean, I drink coffee maybe 3 to 4 times a week, but I'm the only one really in the household who drinks the coffee, so a bag can last me a decent amount of time. So I just take safe measures in case I just have a week or two where like my stomach's like, look, seriously, you put coffee in me one more time, we're gonna have words. So yeah,
Man.
I make sure I have safeguards in place.
I drink coffee daily, sometimes multiple times a day. So yeah, coffee does not last here.
So good to know. Birthdays and Christmas, get you a bag of
Girl, I love me
grounded
some
coffee.
This is my
Grounded.
second cup of the day. I told myself not to get Starbucks when I was running errands because I was like, no, you're gonna have another cup later. Don't do it.
Yo, okay. The one thing about this like quarantine that I've been experiencing is I haven't seen Starbucks for a year.
Oh god.
Wow.
It's just every time like I used to go, and they put the rules up and all that stuff, like people would just be like, well, I'm gonna go in without a mask anyways, and I'm like, well, you a dumb fuck, so I guess I'm just not gonna have to like, thanks for ruining my points. My points expired. I have to start all the way from the beginning. I was at like the top like platinum level of Starbucks and it died because of these booger butts. You know what? It's
Drive through.
life. Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
could've done
Don't go
drive-thru,
in,
but-
just do the drive through.
Yeah, but
So
then the drive-thru is like even longer now.
Right?
Yeah, but
It's
you know
a line ride.
props to all the essential workers out there making us happy. Thank you. But
Yeah,
You're
I
welcome.
literally waited in line for 50 minutes at Starbucks because someone wanted coffee at 11 at night and like got paid $4 for that delivery.
Oh God.
For 50 minutes.
Ugh.
It was like we after that
would've
point we're
hurt
like we're not
somebody.
doing Starbucks anymore. We're not delivering Starbucks at that.
That was me.
I
with
almost asked what
7-Eleven.
service you used, so I was like,
No.
What?
sorry. I said I almost
Oh.
asked what service you were delivering with because I also do those, and I'm like, yeah, if it's not over X amount, I don't care who you are.
Yeah. Uber Eats.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I'm so sorry, dear. I'm so sorry.
I used
I
to
feel
do
pain.
Postmates.
Yeah, we would
Yeah.
we'd have a bunch of the apps open and just switch between them. But Uber tended to be the best one for us at least.
Yeah. Different areas have different.
Yeah,
ones that-
Anaheim and
yeah.
Fullerton popping for Uber Eats. Just
Really?
Really?
it's not worth it to get Starbucks and it's not worth it to get McDonald's.
Oh,
7-Eleven
never.
for me
Never.
was always the worst because anytime someone would order stuff from 7-Eleven, we would go there and half the things they wanted weren't even there. And I'm like,
Right? And you have to
This
shop
is-
for them.
this is awful. I hate this. And it happened to me on 3 different occasions. I'm like, I'm never taking 7-Eleven orders again. This is bull. I don't
This
like
is
it.
sort-
Yeah.
That's why I sort of do DoorDash because
Yeah.
they at least sort of tell me what I'm going to be making beforehand. I didn't like having to guess with Uber Eats and with Postmates, like, hey, how much are you actually going to I'm like, no, I kind of need to know first because I'm not
Right.
wasting my time.
I say hot
I'm
tip.
old and crotchety.
Go to Morton's Steakhouse by Disneyland. Like they're
Mhm.
only open for like a 4-hour window. I think the first night we did Uber Eats in Anaheim, we got one from Morton's Steakhouse, and it literally was like a $25 to $30 delivery, and they tipped us $50.
Wow.
So we worked for like an hour, and we're like, we're done.
That's awesome.
Mhm. I hear you.
All right, we've got about 10 minutes left. So, one question left was do you have 2 brands or coffee shops that you'd like to shout out? And I know we kind of mentioned a few, like little honorable mentions, but I wasn't sure if you had like a hole in the wall like treasure of like this is my babe. This is my
I have 2
babe.
jewels.
Yes. Oh, please start.
So when I lived back in like the Glendora, Covina, San Dimas area, there's a place called Reverse Orangutan. It's off of Route 66. I'm trying to remember the cross street to it. It's just this it was in the Union Co-op, and it was like literally a microbrewery. They had like a little shed right next door that they microbrewed their beans in. Hardworking, they knew their stuff. They did amazing coffee there, super friendly. They were working so hard, and they had just opened up a second location. I can't remember where it is, but yeah, loved their coffee. It was super good, loved it. And then Clatch Coffee, and they have a couple of locations, like 3 or 4, and they do such good coffee. They do great beans, and I think almost all of their beans, if not all of their beans, are fair trade. So they are paying the farmers well. They are working in tandem with them. Like, they put in the effort and the work, and their coffee is amazing. So
That's
if you
awesome.
can order from them, I believe they ship. I believe both of them actually ship. But yeah, if you want great coffee, I would go to Reverse Orangutan or to Clatch Coffee.
Nice.
It's awesome.
Yum.
Nice. Oh yeah. Fae Lalune, do you have any?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Recommendation?
cheat a little and say 3. If you're a coffee bean and tea leaf fan, the one in Fullerton by it's like by like a Best Buy and Panda Express right off of the Harbor exit. They're really good. Those girls are the homies. And then like Requiem in Anaheim, which is like the Final Fantasy Cafe. Please go
I love
support them.
Requiem.
They've been doing so good during the pandemic. They started doing like a tea and coffee delivery box. Which is awesome. And then last one is like no one's ever gonna go there, but like if you're ever like visiting Wizards of the Coast, there is a coffee place downstairs, like on the entry level. That is where I literally worked my first job as a barista, like ever as an adult. So stop by there and say hi to them if you're ever like in that building.
Amazing.
Love it. Lindsay, what about you? Do you have any?
Okay, so I'm gonna like throw my hat in for Requiem again because that place is amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very sad that I don't live in
I third
California
that.
anymore and I can't go there. Devastated. So I'm gonna do one that's in California because I think most of our watchers are there. But out in Riverside, where I used to live, there's a place called Back to the Grind that my husband and I used to like going to. Very cool little place. They do a lot of local events too. But their coffee's great. Like they're very focused on making good coffee, and they support like a lot of local businesses as well, where they like get their like food and produce from. So they're a very cool little place. Local to where I live now in El Paso, if anyone's ever in El Paso, there's a place called Hillside Coffee and Donuts that we really like. Very cool. Same thing. They have amazing coffee brews. They have amazing tea brews that they make themselves. Like, and like I think they make their own milks too.
What?
Nice.
That's awesome.
But
I've actually heard of that place.
Really?
Yeah, it sounds familiar to me
Yeah.
as well, actually.
I can't remember what travel show, but it was like a travel and food show that mentioned Hillside, and I was like, oh, I've heard of that place. I've heard of it.
Oh my gosh, they're famous. No, it's so good. We went there for the first time like a month ago, and we're like, this place is amazing. So yeah, we really like that place. And then another very random. If you are ever in downtown LA and you want a cup of coffee that will smack you in the face and wake you up for the next 12 hours, in the jewelry district, behind the building, there is a tiny alleyway that is just lined.
I know which alleyway you're talking about.
Mediterranean
Oh my
cafe.
god, they're so good.
And there is a little Armenian cafe there that sells the most amazing cafe au lait I have ever had in my entire life. I used to work in that building, and every day at like 2-3 p.m., my supervisor, who was this little Ukrainian woman, would be like, anybody want coffee? I'm going to order coffee from downstairs. And she'd call them and she'd order a bunch of coffees and they'd hand deliver it to them. And I'd be like slugging away because it's 2 p.m. I'm like, I want to go home. One sip of that thing and I'm like, ooh, I'm good to go for the rest of the night. Like, this stuff is so good. Amazing.
Man.
I know exactly what place you're talking about. It's like this brightly decorated. It looks so out of place, like hole in the wall type alleyway. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Oh my
God. There's like a random pizza place. There's like 3 different like
couple diamond shops or gold shops like out in front of it.
Greek restaurants, a Turkish restaurant, an Armenian place.
Wow.
It's all like Mediterranean, and then like one Italian place.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but it's like it's so good. So good.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think my only 2 would be Groundwork Coffee. Groundwork Coffee is one for sure. And then Republic of Pie for sure is like my second one, just because like I used to go to school out here, so like I would always hit up like Republic of Pie, and they had good pie. Like
they even have savory pies. They're so good.
It's such a great combo.
So good. And Groundwork, like I've never had a problem with anything that I ever ordered from Groundwork. It was just always so good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also, the sea salt coffee from 85C.
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
love 85C.
Yeah. Yeah. I will second that.
Okay, one more question because it came from Black Dog Comics. How do you like your roast? Dark, medium, light, or somewhere in between?
I used to only go for dark, easier on my stomach.
The dark roasts are easier on your stomach, you said?
The light roast.
Oh, the light roast.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I used to be dark roast only because I was like, I want that strong coffee, but I found light roasts are better. Like they're better on my.
I'm sorry. I have knowledge. I'm going to drop it on you in a few.
Oh no. I think I've actually only tried like dark or medium. I don't know what a light is like. People recommend it when I say I don't like Starbucks coffee because it tastes burnt. I'm like, no, Starbucks coffee just tastes burnt. I know what good coffee tastes
They
like.
burn their coffee.
It's
yeah,
because
that's
they
why.
are, yeah.
They literally burn their beans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I think I know what you're going to tell me, Raven, because I did find out that actually light roasts have a stronger caffeine content than dark roasts do. People think darker the roast, the more caffeine, but it's the opposite, which is great because the light roasts are better on your stomach and there's more energy.
That is exactly it. So the longer a bean is roasted, caffeine can be basically kind of like vaping. It vaporizes the caffeine and it burns it off. So decaf coffee is just a bean that has been roasted for a longer period of time so that you're getting very little caffeine content. That bold taste is what people think, oh, that's the caffeine. No, that's your brain going, wow, that is bitter. I am awake. Because whatever that is, I got to figure that one out. That's why you're suddenly a little bit more awake. But no, if you want a more caffeinated but smoother coffee, a light roast or a blonde roast are what I tend to go with. If I want something to like punch me in the mouth and make me call it daddy, I go with like the Vietnamese dark roast coffee because that stuff is very bitter, very strong, but I like the flavor of it. But it is also really high caffeine because of the way they process it. It's just very acidic. It punches you. But yeah, I like if I'm drinking coffee in the morning, I prefer a blonde roast or a light roast, much milder, much smoother on the stomach, and has a higher caffeine content. So yeah.
Also, like if you're someone who has issues with like ulcers or like the fact that the coffee does like upset your stomach, don't mix milk or dairy products with it because literally the dairy is activating the tannic acid, and so it's like tanning the inside of your stomach by mixing. Yeah, it's really weird. Like it only happens if you drink like a butt ton, but it like that's why it happens. Is like it's just the tannic acid being activated.
Oh my god, y'all taught me two things today. One, light roast is not a lie, and milk fucks it up even more. Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool.
Do we have time for me to spread the gospel of how Kona coffee is superior to any other type of coffee?
Oh,
I mean, I'm okay if you guys are
Kona's
okay.
good. Kona's really good. But try Clatch Coffee, their bell roast.
I'll try it.
Yeah. I mean, do you guys want to hear
Kona's
story time?
Gorgeous. Yes.
yeah, why not?
All right, story time, Lindsay. Yes.
Okay, well, I'll make this quick. So I went to Hawaii for the first time a few years ago. And so we were actually on the main island where Kona is. We were staying on the west side. Literally, we were in a resort town known as Kailua Kona. Sorry. Did not say that well, but Kailua Kona. So we, the island's obviously very small. We went to like an ATV place, like not that far, a little bit farther, the very north part of the island. And when we were, I think it was when we came back from ATVing up the mountain, we were in this little gift shop where you kind of wait for them to come get you. And this, we're just wandering around this gift shop and there was like a little spot off to the side that had like a coffee area. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to try this coffee. And it's like, oh, fresh, Hawaiian Kona coffee. It was like $1 a cup.
Oh my god.
And I got this, and like I'm not the kind of person who can drink their coffee without something added in it. I need that cream or milk. I need that sugar, or in my case, honey. But I can't drink it straight. But every time I try something that's new, I like to smell it and sip it to see how it tastes first. And so I get this little Kona coffee, I take a little sip of it. And when I tell you this is the best thing that I've ever drank in my life, I'm not exaggerating. I downed the entire cup with nothing added in it. It was so smooth. It was so good. They were selling the pounds of the actual beans that they made it out of. $28 a pound. I bought it without hesitation. I was like, you are coming home with me. Yep. You are so delicious. And I went to the Costco because that's a tip. They sell local brews, local coffee beans at the Costco for $20, which is cheap for Kona coffee. And I bought like 4 bags because I was like, I need this in my life for as long as possible.
Oh my god.
And going back to our conversation earlier where we were talking about freezing beans, During the pandemic, I was temporarily at my parents' house, and my mom was like, "Hey, you still have some of that Kona coffee in the outside fridge, right?" And I was like, "What? Are you serious?" It was still good. It was still so good. It was perfect.
Kona, the name that they tend to sell. No, you're talking about Kona. I'm like, oh no.
So here's the trick. Anybody who wants Kona coffee, do not buy a Kona blend. That's not real Kona. It's a little bit of Kona with a bunch of other stuff mixed in. Don't buy the Kona blend. Don't do it.
It's like the Panda Express of Kona coffee.
Yes. And I kid you not, if you are buying Kona coffee in the mainland and it's under $20, it's too good to be true. Trust me, it's not real. It's not legit. That stuff's expensive for a reason because it only grows in this one spot. And the reason it's so good is because of where it's grown. It gets its flavor, like the flavor from the beans, the bush. It comes from all the volcanic rock that's there. It's very unique and it's very, very good. Oh, yeah. Trust me on this. If you go to Hawaii,
soil is the best.
Get some Kona coffee.
Yeah.
Yes. This is a beautiful way to sum up the stream.
Sermon over.
It's the gospel of the Kona. Yes.
Having to make a trip out to Hawaii.
Yes.
Right?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Let's do that. But that was worth it. I thank you for that story. That was a good story. But now that we are concluding the show, we'll just let you give you guys the chance to like get to know the guests here. Like, Fae Lalune, where can people see you and find you and stuff?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all that stuff at Fae Lalune. Instagram is going to be Fae_Lalune. I don't post very often, but I just moved to Vegas. Once I have everything set up, I'm literally going to start doing some cooking streams, which are like maid cafe oriented and like teaching of like the Japanese like maid culture. So please join me for that. And like if y'all ever need them ghost things, I got you.
Who you gonna call? Fae Lalune.
Yes. And Linzy, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Linzy_Moon, Facebook at Linzillamoon, because they won't let me change it to Linzy Moon for some reason. You can find me on Twitter at Linzy Moon. You can find me on YouTube at Linzy Moon. Please subscribe. I need more followers. I'm still new. And you can follow me now on Twitch at Linzy Moon. I have my new computer. It's all set up. Follow me so you can see me stream and be really bad at video games.
Yay!
You can follow me on TikTok too, but I don't post that much there.
Same. I don't even tell people about my tiki-taki.
It's mostly videos of my cat.
That's cute. Those are always good.
It's always great. And Raven, where can people find you?
Hello, I'm Raven, aka Dame Red Bento. I'm all over the place. I'm on a podcast called X's for Podcasts. You can also see me here quite often on Nom Talk or sometimes Basic Brunches. You can find me like all over the interwebs and whatnot. I am actually getting I can't wait. I'm getting new equipment. So I'm going to be back on frickin' Twitch, hopefully within about a month or two. And you can watch me play Overwatch and possibly Guilty Gear and like, what was it? Final Fantasy X. So yeah, like I'm coming back with a vengeance.
So what you guys are saying is we all need to stream together and play games together, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, I do have a Twitch account over here, but I don't tell people about it because I don't use it.
Oh, we got to do this. But yes, please, by all means, come follow me if you have questions. I love doing research. I love answering questions. I've had a lot of life experience, so I've always got an opinion or at least a direction I can point people. So yeah, and you'll be seeing more of my fish that I just got because I'm doing betas now, and there's going to be art and all kinds of goodness. Exciting. So yeah, I'm a Jill of all trades, and I love doing things with a passion. I love helping other people learn how to do things. So that's my happy. That's my happy.
I love it.
Thank you.
Yay! Thank you guys so much for being on the show again, and I can't wait to see you again. I miss y'all. I miss you so much.
So much.
Good
idea.
I need this panorama to be over with so that I can see my friends and go traveling because, you know, I wasn't
Right.
spending gas money to begin with, and my car has plenty of miles to spend now.
Right.
But
We
yes,
need to
yes.
tell Nerdbot that there isn't a good anime convention in Vegas, so we gotta get one out here.
Yes!
Hey.
Yeah, I only know of one anime convention out there, and that's it.
Yeah, it was like Level Up Expo or something, and I was like, "That's video games. What are you talking about?"
Okay, yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
I thought so, but
There's
Nerdbot, if
one
you're
other,
watching,
I can't remember the name. But
I don't know.
I'm sad I had to leave the state before everything opened back up again. So hopefully the first chance I can go to a con in California when everything's back up, I'm gonna go. And I'm gonna say hi to people.
2022, man. 2022.
2022 is gonna be
Do,
so hard.
Do a baking panel together.
Yes,
Right?
oh my god.
That'd be so much fun.
Hopefully they don't send us overseas. Because my husband's in the military and we don't have a choice where we move.
Oh, that's true. My cousin's in Spain now.
That'll be funny as hell because I will show up on your doorstep. Hey!
Honestly, if we go overseas, it's either Germany or Korea. So either option's pretty dope.
That's what we're looking
Right.
to move next time. So maybe
Exactly.
maybe in the future.
Yes. Oh my gosh, y'all. If you end up in Korea, you let me know.
Visit me.
I will. Well, I mean, I'm overdue visiting my family, so yeah, I would definitely be
Oh,
like,
visit your family and then say
I
hi
was
to
like,
me.
you mean we need to smuggle in the K-pop merch?
yes.
I'm going there for the
Shopping
food,
service.
man. Oh my god,
Legit. Oh my
original
gosh.
Korean barbecue. Oh, a Korean spa. Ah,
Oh my
please
gosh.
hurt me. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, look, legit. The only way that you can properly take a good thorough shower in some of the cities is by going to one of those like spa places. And it's totally like it's chill as hell. It's awesome. But yeah,
It's so much fun.
thank you guys so much for being on the show. Thank you guys for tuning in and commenting in the comment section. We love it. And so thank you for entertaining us and joining us in the conversation. If you're around on Sunday at noon Pacific Standard Time, we are going to have basic brunches. And it's a new layout, so it's gonna be exciting. So yeah, check it out. Until next time, I'm Stephanie. This is Fae Lalune, Linzy, Raven, and you have a nomorific night. I forgot what time it was. I was like, what? Okay, bye.